After the religious leaders finished questioning Jesus, they had him brought to Pilate, the Roman governor. And when they got there, they said, "Listen, this man has been stirring up rebellion among our people. He's telling them not to pay taxes, and he's even said that he was the king." So Pilate brought him aside to question him privately. And he said, "Are you a king?" And while they were talking about this, Jesus said, "My kingdom doesn't belong to this world." So Pilate went out and he said, "I haven't found anything wrong with him. This is my verdict. I'm going to have him whipped, and then I'm going to release him." But the crowd started yelling, "Execute him! Execute him!" But Pilate really wanted to let Jesus go. So he argued with him, but the crowd just yelled louder, "Execute him! Execute him! Kill him!" So Pilate argued a third time with them, and he said, "I haven't found anything wrong with this man. I am going to have him whipped, and then I'm going to release him." But the crowd just kept yelling and yelling for his execution. So Pilate gave in, and he did what the crowd wanted him to do. And he sentenced Jesus to death. So he was taken away by guards to their headquarters. And when they got there, they got all the other guards and they started making fun of him. They made this crown out of thorns and they jammed it on his head. They got a robe and they put it on him and they started bowing in front of him, saying, "Oh, Your Majesty, Your Majesty." And they kept on doing this until they were tired of it. Then they took Jesus, along with 2 criminals, and they brought him to a place called the Skull in order to execute them all. And they had a crossbeam there on a pole, and they nailed Jesus' hands to the crossbeam, and they nailed his feet into the pole, and he just hung there, suffering in great agony. And while he was suffering, he said, "Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing." So there were 2 criminals being executed at that same time, one on either side of him. And one of them said to Jesus, "If you're the promised king, why don't you show your power and rescue yourself? And while you're at it, why don't you rescue us too?" But the other criminal on the other side said, "Don't you respect God at all? We're being executed because of all the wrong things we've done. But this man is innocent. He's never done anything wrong." And then he said to Jesus, "Jesus, when you start to reign in your kingdom, remember me." And Jesus said to him, "Listen to me. This is a fact. Today you will be with me in paradise." Well, at noon, it got really, really completely dark. And this darkness lasted until 3. And at 3 in the afternoon, Jesus yelled out, "Father, I commit my spirit into your hands." And then he died. Some of Jesus' closest friends came and took his body down from the pole. And they brought it to a tomb and they laid him in the tomb. And then a huge stone was rolled to cover the opening of the tomb.